Hello, New Jersey Green Party. I'm Dennis Lambert, and I'm running for president. I have a podcast. I'm Dennis Lambert, and I'm running for president. It's available on most platforms. My website is www.dlpotus2020.com, and my Twitter is dlpotus2020.com, as well as my Facebook, dlpotus2020.com. I'm going to start off with talking about my platform. First off, I have a universal health care, expanded Medicare for All program that would definitely address the problem that we're facing with the coronavirus. We would focus not only on preventative care, but as well we would focus on providing educational opportunities for those who wish to go into the medical field so they're not burdened with hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt when they get into the medical field. Introducing price controls will also help us save lots of money when it comes to providing a universal health care program. If we could certainly print trillions of dollars to bail out businesses at this time, we can certainly spend trillions of dollars to provide health care for our people. Next off is a $25 an hour minimum wage. Now, what we're really focused on now with this coronavirus is essential workers, and what we're finding out essential workers are is not only people in the medical field, but people who provide you with food, who are running the businesses that provide you with the food and the necessary things that make life comfortable and worth living. I think $25 an hour is a very reasonable minimum wage, especially facing what we are facing in this current economic climate, where most people are in danger of losing their homes. Meanwhile, Congress is bailing out banks and bailing out businesses that don't need assistance, that make billions of dollars in profit every year. The next part of my platform is to end all wars. That means all the drug wars, all the regime change wars. Back in July of last year, July 2nd in fact, I put out a press release on my website. This is a full 8 months before Bernie Sanders announced that he would end the drug war and legalize marijuana. I said that I would do such a thing. Every time I've run for office, I've announced that I fully support the use of cannabis, as well as the cultivation by any individual who chooses to grow that for themselves. I believe we need to end all wars, including the regime change wars that we're currently engaged in, 7 different nations all over the country. We've created a failed state in Libya because of a regime change war, where we now have open-air slave markets once again in Africa. We need to end wars. We need to actively wage peace with all of our enemies as well as our friends. I don't believe in a Green New Deal because I believe the deck is stacked against us. What we need is a total change in the concept of how we generate electricity as well as how we live our lives. This is why I have the Renewable Infrastructure Investment Program, or RIIP. Now, my Renewable Infrastructure Investment Program, we should focus on the acronym of HEAP because these are the 4 main areas in which I focus my program. H is housing. We need to make sure that everyone has adequate housing, as well as being insulated against the changes in the weather, as well as safe from future ecological catastrophes. The next part is energy generation. We can, anywhere that there's wind, water, or sunlight, generate electricity for communities. In my travels, I saw plenty of solar panel farms as well as wind farms, and we can easily adapt turbines to fit into water pipes to generate electricity through the natural flow of water going to our houses. Agriculture is the third part of heat, and for agriculture I see us not only doing crop rotation and regenerative farming, but we need to also work on moving away from factory farming, investing in rural and urban farming that provide direct support to those communities that they serve. We need to completely get away from industrial farming that pollutes our waterways and our lands, as well as makes it more susceptible to infection and disease through the mass incarceration of animals in small confines. We need more agriculture that is community-based. T is for transportation. I see us investing heavily into infrastructure where we are providing transportation services not only to urban areas but to rural areas where there's not many transportation services available, as well as providing up to $20,000 to purchase an electric or a hybrid vehicle for people who own a vehicle that is more than 10 years old as their primary transportation. I believe through housing, energy generation, agriculture, and transportation, we can change the way the world is operating, not only economically, but provide a healthier, cleaner, safer communities for all of us. But let's get down to why I am really running. Why I'm really running is because I want the Green Party to actually become a party. We don't have enough people elected to office. Certainly there are, I believe it's 112 people across the country that are serving in different positions as official Green Party elected people, but we need to increase that. We need more people to run every office every time. This is the only way that we become a challenge to the status quo and change the politics away from money interests towards the people. We need to have more Greens running in every office every time. I don't know how many times I can repeat this, but this is the most important part of why I'm running. Nobody would expect me to run for office because I'm a poor person from Appalachia. I want you to get off your asses, New Jersey, and start running for office. Whether it's dog catcher, community commissioner, county commissioner, or whatever office there that is available, if you're not running and you call yourself a Green, you don't belong in the party. You need to run for office. This is the only way that we can build a serious party and get that 5% nationally that provides us with funding to actually be competitive with the other parties. We need to run for office. The more people that tell us the Green Party can't be running for office or shouldn't be running for office, they need to get out of the way. Every Green, every person who is an elected Green, if you haven't run for a public office, shame on you. You need to run for office. This is the only way that we actually build a true, powerful political party that is a challenge to the status quo, that gets money out of politics, that gets the renewable infrastructure that I've talked about, or the Green New Deal if you want it. This is the only way that we build a consensus and build a party that is a challenge to the status quo. You need to run for office. Run for office, Greens. I'm Dennis Lambert, and I'm running for president. DLPOTUS2020.com.